It is episode number 36 of This Week in Wrestling with the Top Rope Renegades. We're looking forward to it. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. We're going to break down two shows this week, Smackdown from Friday, and we took place and watched where it all began for us, New Japan's Battle in the Valley from San Jose Civic Center. And we have the 2024 awards presented by us individually. We'll both choose our own winner and probably argue about it. And as RK would say, I may yell at him. We'll see how it goes. Let's roll that intro video and get right into it. Welcome in to episode number 36. I am Kurt. That man right there is RK, and we are the Top Rope Renegades. Proud to bring you episode number 36, 2025, off to a hot start around the professional wrestling landscape. But of course, before we get into all the news, some news, this is kind of a double episode week for us. We uploaded, if you haven't checked it out, episode 35, we kind of broke down Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty, Monday Night Raw's debut on Netflix, and NXT knocking it out the park with New Year's Evil. Go check out episode 35 if you haven't. And tell us what you think of that. But first, RK, how we doing? Nice hat. Looking good.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no,
Anytime. How you doing? Doing good?
it's a hat. It's blue. It's baby blue. I like it. We're gonna talk about my hat. Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
it's the Blue Jays. I always get Blue Jays hats. I probably have like 20 of them.
Okay.
Um, like quite literally, I have them like in all different colors. Like I have my one that's in Canucks colors, like the black and gold and red. Then I
Oh,
have like the
you
normal
showed me
Blue
that
Jays
one.
hat. I have the red one with just the Canadian. Anyways,
Uh-huh.
nonetheless, cool. We're done talking about hats, and we're going to talk about what we're actually here for: wrestling.
Yes.
To all the friends, families, followers, likers, commenters, sharers of Top Rope Renegades, do yourself a favor. Go check out the Sumie Sakai match this past weekend.
Yes.
It's a friendly reminder of why wrestling can be fun and not just what we do here all the time and criticize it.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's a friendly reminder that wrestling is supposed to be fun. So it was good to see a match like that. They don't happen too often anymore these days. Fantastic. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It's probably one of the best scenes of Battle of the Valley, which we'll get into. Outside of that, it is the 2024 awards. Finally, we are there.
Yeah.
We've kept pushing it back, and Kurt, is having an existential life crisis over it for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
Um,
I want to impress RK, and I feel like he's going to be very disappointed. But we'll see when we get into it. I will talk about it more before we roll into it, but I do want to give a
oh yeah.
forewarning.
Also, last thing about the hat because I had to.
Oh, nice. RK7. Yeah, see, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's a great hat. I will give a forewarning. This is to RK, and those watching when we get to the awards, and I'll probably give another warning later. Um, the nominees for each award are kind of just a personal choice. A little talking back and forth with RK, but it was
If
kind
you
of
know anything about wrestling, everything's a personal choice. Apparently, AEW is the best goddamn thing on the planet, and
very
WWE sucks.
true.
But
And I will say to RK when I play the video clips of the nominees, if there's somebody I left off, RK is going to probably eviscerate me for it. Even I will eviscerate myself because I
hey,
made
if
the
he
clip.
left Willow Nightingale off of Breakout Star of the Year, I will fucking send him.
Yeah, she's not on the list. I will be honest with
Oh,
you.
okay.
So
Wow.
there's a lot that I
You're
left
like
off.
Mercedes Monet in the fact that you don't think she's worth your time. That's
I
amazing.
love Willow. Me and her had a nice conversation early last year on the elevator. Good time. But besides that, looking forward to getting to the awards. I'm looking forward to see though, RK. Let's
Oh, and a
dive in.
friendly reminder: Bronson Reed will not tsunami Macaulay Culkin because he gets wrestling.
Yeah, he did put out a list of those that deserve it. I think Hulk Hogan made his list, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
Hulk Hogan definitely made his list, but Macaulay Culkin didn't.
Hmm.
He
All
gets
right.
wrestling.
Well, before we dive into the recaps of the most recent SmackDown and New Japan's Battle at the Valley, we got some news. It may not be a long list of news that you're used to because it's only been a couple days, but we have news nonetheless. I always like to not proofread these. I tell you, RK, I don't proofread. I just go into it, but I do a glance at the pictures. And when I uploaded this one into StreamYard, I looked at the bottom left picture and I know I haven't read it, but I know around about what that is going to say. So I'm looking forward to reading that. This is a 2 days of news from January, and as RK put at the very top there, week-ish of January 10th to the 12th here. AEW Dynamite was the lowest ranked streamed show on HBO Max this previous week. The likes of Mandy Keeling as Velma. I'm not quite sure how to help you with that. Alexa, cancel. Where did I say that? Velma
Well,
animated
first
series.
off, it's Mindy Kaling, not Mandy Keeling. What the fuck?
Mindy Kaling led Velma animated series and new series. The Girls on the Bus were the next two lowest streamed shows on HBO Max. In comparison, WWE Raw and WWE SmackDown both hit Netflix's top 10 list this week, with Raw taking the number one spot the day of its airing. RK, on your recollection, did NXT hit that list at all?
It did not.
Which is shocking based on the
Not
viewers that
really.
they got.
Not
No,
really.
maybe not. Well, since I mentioned viewers,
Most of the shows on those lists are a million
mhm,
plus.
I want to get you rolling real quick on the AEW talk and the slander, probably, and the hate and the laughing stock. You brought it up before we were watching SmackDown. You said, do you remember when Chris Jericho said that AEW was going to beat Monday Night Raw in the ratings? And what was it, like 6 months? Is that
Yeah,
what he
6
said?
months back
Never
in
did.
2021,
And we all laughed about it.
and
And
we're still laughing.
we're still laughing about it. Well, I want to give you real quick. We talked about it on episode 35. WWE NXT's rating. They did 957,000 with a 0.25 in that P18 to 49 rating. AW Dynamites did not come out when we recorded on Thursday, but they are now, and they did a 615,000 with a 0.17.
Well, to be fair, Raw did 0.
Yeah, they did do 0 on cable, so to each their own. So did Rampage, by the
But
way.
Dynamite somehow was the lowest stream show on Max, which is
Right. Yeah,
rough.
it's
Going on those NXT numbers, fucking Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez out in full force trying to debunk everything they always debunk.
yeah.
Alvarez points out that NXT's very impressive viewership numbers on the CW this week might be inflated due to wildfire coverage in California. That's because the main Los Angeles CW affiliate did not air NXT Tuesday night. They aired coverage of the wildfires. It's not clear yet if those numbers released for NXT earlier this week are counting those viewers of the wildfire coverage.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me, honestly. And I'm interested for the numbers to come out from Saturday's Collision and the replay of New Year's Evil as well.
There is no way Nielsen doesn't go, oh wait, no, that they didn't air NXT in that
Right.
area.
Yeah. A video came up in my attention. AEW, when they were kind of hot and they were doing good numbers, they were
And also, I
posting.
feel like there'd be more than 200,000 people watching wildfire coverage also, because we're watching it here in Canada. So I feel like those numbers don't even match up.
Yeah, they don't.
NXT is just better. I'm sorry, Dave and Brian. It's just better.
There's a video. I didn't save it, but it was like, and I remember this actually. Tuned into AW a couple times when they were really hot, and they were posting little promos saying how they destroyed NXT and they were killing NXT. I can't. When was the last time they beat them in the ratings?
Well, this year, like a few months ago.
Yeah, but the trend has to be talked about, and fans want to ignore it.
If we're just gonna sit here, Kurt, and just hate AEW and just talk about how shitty the numbers are all the time, well, you know what, we will.
Listen, I don't want to rag on it. I'm at the point now where it's like,
I'm sorry, but
watch what you're watching and just shut up. Like,
well,
who
no,
cares?
they can't. They're the ones that wanted to bring it up in the first place when AEW was beating NXT's numbers. And now they just default back to like, why do you always got to bring up the numbers? It's like, you guys fucking started it. Again, I'll go back to what I've said in the past. I never gave a fuck about the numbers before like fucking 12 months ago, and now I hate my fucking life because I can't enjoy this shit anymore.
Yeah. It's gotten better when we stopped watching AEW, but to each their own. At the end of the day, the new trend on the IWC before we get to the next headline is the hatred of streamers that are getting their faces shown on Raw and SmackDown with their reactions.
They should definitely be pulling out cease and desist letters.
Well,
instantly.
right now the IWC, a collection of people, are saying that the people whose faces are shown on these reactions are getting paid by the WWE. Which
I doubt it.
Yeah, all of them are like, "Where's my check then?"
All of them have been sent letters to fucking shut their shit down.
But yet they'll still use their reactions. It's weird. One of them is a guy named Mr. Tesk. He reacted to, I think it was the match between Zilla Fatu and Booker T over the weekend, and AJ Francis came out. Tesk is friends with AJ Francis and Zilla. Him and Zilla like stayed together down in Florida for a WrestleMania and whatnot. But he reacted. He was like happy about it. He's like, oh shit. And they tore this man apart for his reaction to that, saying, "Oh, really? Who reacts like that to AJ Francis?" Well, it's his friend. One, he can react however he wants. And then they pulled receipts of him reacting to Bianca Belair last year, coming out to make a save, and he took his headphones off because he didn't like Bianca Belair. So now the IWC is mad at a streamer because they're not reacting how they want him to. This
Oh,
is the
they got that.
IWC.
They got that Triple H and Kurt disease.
It's crazy to me. That obviously has no correlation on what you're trying to do there, at all. Both of the individuals named are the same, but it's just like the IWC is toxic. Don't go on Twitter. You're gonna lose
Dude,
your
we're
mind.
part of the IWC. Shut the fuck up.
I know, and I hate every
We're
second of it.
toxic. All we do is
Oh,
talk
I
shit.
am not. I'm for.
We changed the name of our fucking news to the hit piece because of AEW.
You changed the name to the hit
No,
piece.
you changed it. You're the one who
I
suggested it.
no, I didn't.
100% you did.
You pulled up anyway. It's fine. Let's go to the next.
Nonetheless, here at Top Rope Renegades, we will bash on AEW until they get better or they go away. One of the 2.
Mm-hmm. And don't get it twisted. We have bashed on WWE before. RK has went on a tangent many times.
I will actually. No, will I tonight? No, I don't. Actually, SmackDown wasn't that bad.
No. All right. Times are tough in OVW these days. Al Snow posted on Facebook this week that he will be, and I quote, plowing driveways and moms $20 to $60 depending on the size. Sorry, it's been a slow couple of days of news in the world of wrestling, but we report everything here on the hit piece. It's true.
We gotta try to help out Al Snow. The guy's a legend, and OVW is also a legendary school of wrestling.
So, depending on size, Al Snow, were you talking about the driveways or the moms?
I refuse to comment on this.
It's interesting. It's interesting. All right, here we go.
It is funny though.
It is.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yes. Dave Meltzer, the leader of the Marks and quite clearly a shareholder of the company, and this from his mom's basement. There's nobody in WWE who can match the Kenny Omega of January 5th, even on their best day. There's nobody. Okay. We had a conversation about this.
No, fucking Meltzer, just stop already. Get Tony Khan's, Omegas, Ospreys, Okadas. Get that big old dick out of your mouth, man. Seriously, what the fuck? Nobody in WWE on their best day, we're not even talking currently, but their best day could match Ospreay from January 5th. That January 5th wasn't even Omega's best match. It was one of his best. It was impressive because of the comeback. It's not even one of his best matches. AJ Styles is still employed by the WWE. On his best day, I bet you he could match Omega.
On that day, yeah.
Well, no, he's saying their best day. Anybody in WWE on their best day couldn't match Kenny down on the 5th. Yes, they could. AJ Styles could. Finn Balor, I believe, could. Nathan Fraser could. Rey Mysterio could.
Yeah. Seth Rollins.
Who else do we got? Seth Rollins could do it. CM Punk in his younger years, he could have. There's lots of guys in WWE on their best day could do it. Maybe word that a bit differently there, Dave, but on their best day, yes, there are guys in WWE who can match Omega's performance.
There's no way he can word that to make it not seem like he's choking on that thing. I mean, on their best day, whether it's
like seriously, he doesn't even try to hide it anymore, which is impressive, but he doesn't even try to hide it anymore.
Current Punk could put on a classic match. He did it against Drew.
Current Punk could not match Omega on the 5th. He'd be gassed in 2 minutes.
But no, I mean Seth, I think could, and I don't think you're wrong about AJ Styles at all. It's
just that what he said was on their best day, on their absolute best day. Yes, almost. There's a lot of guys in WWE that can match 100%. Omega from the 5th. So, now, are there a lot of guys that can match Omega in his best match ever? Probably not.
No,
but we're talking about the 5th. The words that he chose to use were poorly used because there are a lot of guys that could have matched Omega's performance on the 5th on their best day.
And he didn't even give it a fantastic star rating, which is funny.
He gave it the same star rating as Ospreay and Okada from World's End. That match was better than that match.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I said when we talked about the star ratings. He backed himself into a corner with this system. It used to be fun to go run through them and watch them. And most of the time, yeah, they're good matches. But now he's backed himself into such a corner with these matches. And then he gave out the 7-star, which, okay, sure. Now you have that scale. Will there ever be
maybe the best match of all time, though?
The 2 out of 3 falls. It was great. Will there ever be a match like that again? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But the star ratings kind of got out of control recently in these past few years. Anyway, what news do you have on this 2-day news extravaganza?
Dave Meltzer is at it again. He states the idea of doing a match between The Rock and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 is dead. He then goes on to say that The Rock versus Roman Reigns is not currently booked for WrestleMania 41, but if The Rock changes his mind and decides he has time to do the match, it will be with Roman. The next day, he goes on to say several people in WWE have told the Wrestling Observer newsletter that the idea of doing a match between The Rock and Roman Reigns is not dead. However, it's possible the match could happen somewhere else other than WrestleMania due to the crazy money someplace. Due to the crazy money some places are paying for fighters.
Is he insinuating about Saudi Arabia there?
Yeah, he is, 100%.
Mm.
But he doesn't know what the fuck's going on at WrestleMania for him because he hasn't had a solid source from the WWE in the last 6 years. Easy.
He
And
had a rough 2024.
He gets fed a lot of shit and he runs with it. The rumor is right now that Malachi Black, Aleister Black, is done with AEW and his contract is up in the next couple of months. Most people backstage at AEW believe that he is gone. Being a former Triple H guy, he will definitely probably be back in WWE.
Oh yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. I see the similarities of like the revival we've gotten of Karrion Kross. I think the same thing can happen with Aleister Black coming back.
I love the fact that somebody posted on one of the one of the Facebook pages that Malachi Black would be going back to WWE. Like, do you know this for sure? This has been said a lot of times over the last, like, everyone's reporting that it is true.
Mm-hmm. I got something for you.
He has no dates scheduled in AEW for the next 2 months.
Yeah,
his
they basically wrote
contract
him off.
done.
They wrote him off.
They had Edge do a scene with House of Black saying that they need to move forward on their own.
Meltzer,
but if you say anything about it, the IWC will tell you you're a fucking piece of shit.
Right. It has to come from Daddy Meltzer, and then
also, if anybody wants to come on to our thing here, leave us comments calling us pieces of shit, do it. We will definitely have a little fun talk about you on the next show.
We can have a combo. So Meltzer, I wanted to send you this, but I figured I'd wait till the show. Somebody tweeted at Meltzer and said, remember when Dave Meltzer said that Mabel was going to be the third man in the WCW? Who was the third man? Ended up being Hulk Hogan. That whole, obviously, a big deal. So this person called out Meltzer and said, remember when he said Mabel was supposed to be the third man? Meltzer said, you fell for that. Imagine falling for that. It's documented. I said, Hogan, the entire week before the show, you listen to cons and you get conned. Somebody said, well, you didn't outright confirm Mabel as the third man. You did mention it as possibility based on backstage buzz and the way WCW was teasing big surprising reveals. Meltzer said, I mentioned a conversation that those involved have confirmed was part of a conversation. Also, well, multiple names are in, hardly just him. But in fact, I did have the story correct and on our hotline show, blah, blah, blah. Somebody went to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, screenshotted, and here I'm not going to read all of this. As for the identity of the third party in the main event, it's really a secret. Lex Luger was the original plan. I can't see that happening because it would have been a duplicate of Steve McMichael angle, blah, blah, blah. It could still happen, but I don't think it will. Bischoff, Hall, and Nash were discussing names this past week with Mabel as the top candidate. Crush was being considered, blah, blah, blah. Basically, never mentioned Hulk Hogan once. He got called out and made to look like an idiot. And what does he do? What does he do when he gets called out and there's facts to back it up? He says nothing. And no replies.
Oh, yeah, no. Dave Meltzer, he's typical. He's a typical fucking mark that just spews shit to make his money, which in reality is what we're doing too. So, but we're not making money.
No.
Are we doing it wrong?
We will. Bischoff quoted this and said, this is always entertaining. Luger was never in the conversation.
Hey, anybody that wants to call us piece, we'll bring you on the stream and you can call it to our phases. I will absolutely rip you a new one though.
Bring it. I'm sure it'd be a fun time. What else you got?
And we'd probably get canceled in an instant. We might not do that, actually. We
can have a civil combo.
No, it's not possible.
All right.
LA Knight. LA Knight wants to get into acting. LA Knight
Mhm.
says he wants to do a movie with Sydney Sweeney now that WWE has teamed up with Netflix.
Yeah, I would want to do a
Shocking.
scene with Sydney Sweeney as well.
He goes on to say, "My first instinct is we should do something comedic, but I don't think that would be the right move. I feel like we need to do some sort of maybe we take it easy on me and get my feet wet with a little, maybe an action drama of some sort. Maybe it's some sort of miniseries or maybe even a quick little movie or something. I want to do a movie with Sydney Sweeney. Acting for me isn't everything, but if the opportunity presents itself, I'll just say yeah."
LA Knight and Sydney Sweeney in a rom com. I think that works.
Um, this is a non thing. It's kind of dumb, but it's kind of funny at the same time. All in they're hyping up All In this year in Texas is a big thing. It's their WrestleMania.
Yep.
And the IWC, this is where people are a little stupid in what they try to present as news because that show's still 6 months out. But December 22nd, 8,150 tickets were sold as of December 22nd. As of today, 10,802 tickets have been distributed. So they've sold like 900 tickets in 3 weeks. Somebody brought that up as a thing. It's just like, well, the show is still 6 months out.
Yeah.
So
I
we'll
think they'll
see
get.
closer to the show. I
Yeah.
think they come close to it, but the fact is they ain't drawing 50,000 people crowds anymore. It's not gonna happen. Not
I
even
could
I don't
see.
even see it happening in London again.
I could see 30 to 40, maybe. Honestly,
Well, All In, Globe Life Field, they could fill 30 to 40 there. They're only selling 18,000 tickets.
that's all they're selling for all.
That's all they have available for All In is 18,000 tickets because they know better.
It'll go up. I think. I hope. I hope for their sake. I really do. But we'll see. If we're talking about drawing people, AEW Collision drew 2,100 fans in Athens, Georgia, on Saturday night. MLW Kings of Coliseum, which they are.
Don't fucking do that.
Listen,
MLW's was a pay-per-view.
that's all they do. MLW.
Yeah, a pay-per-view is going to outdraw a fucking TV show. Always
2,000,
does.
2,400 fans in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah. It'll
One
always
show,
outdraw a TV show.
one show had Edge and Christian. The other has Matt Riddle and Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Most of fans that go to AEW shows or go to MLW shows.
Maybe.
They just signed the MLW Tag Team Champions in the Von Erichs.
I'm just saying.
Don't be that guy.
AEW is competing with TNA, MLW, and all them.
Yeah, they're not competing with WWE. Don't even think they are. They're not even close. They're not even in the same fucking country.
Fair enough.
It is believed that Alexa Bliss will be returning soon to the WWE with merchandise and promotional material already in development.
Let's go.
Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair have been both placed back on the internal WWE roster. Becky is on the internal Raw roster, and Charlotte Flair is on the internal SmackDown roster. Dave Meltzer says one of the reasons why NXT's New Year's Evil was replayed last night head to head against AEW Collision is because the episode didn't air in Los Angeles earlier in the week due to the coverage of the wildfires. He did point out that that was one of the reasons, with him alluding that the other reason is they want to, rain all over AEW's parade.
Mm.
Um,
I really want it to be. It'd be hilarious if they had more viewers than Collision.
don't know. There have been pitches in WWE Creative to book World Heavyweight Champion Gunther versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania 41.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
You don't like Logan Paul. I do. I think
No,
he's fantastic.
I think what Logan Paul, what he's done since he showed up is incredible. Like, he took onto this as good as someone like Kurt Angle did. So they say they compare him to like how quick they caught on to the business. I just don't. Nothing against Logan Paul. I just don't know if that's a. I don't know. Maybe it's just don't want. I don't want that. I don't want that.
I want to see more Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul is absolutely fantastic at the job. He's a perfect heel.
Yeah.
He draws heat, and he's absolutely fantastic in the ring. I think Logan
Yes.
Paul is a draw. He's a draw. I'm sorry.
And I'm not against Logan Paul, and I'm confident of saying he'll probably be a world champion this year.
Don't push it.
The draw, you're
Too
not
much
wrong
going
there.
on. There's too much fucking going on.
Yeah, we'll see. I just feel like
You got
Gunther,
Roman, you got Cody, you got CM Punk, you got Drew McIntyre, you got
Cena.
Cena. You got too much going on this year. Logan Paul doesn't get a world title this year.
It's interesting for Gunther because it seems we're moving away now from the potential of it being a Punk. I think it's going to be Punk and Rollins at Mania again, or for finally, since we were supposed to have it last year. Maybe I'm just holding on too much to the fact that I still think Punk's going to get that main event of WrestleMania. But how do we get there? It may not be at 41. It may not be at 41. That's the thing.
The Observer indicates that Saudi Arabia was willing to go well over the usual $55 million mark for Royal Rumble to host it in 2026.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to turn. I bet you Saudi paid over $100 million to get the show.
Yeah. I mean, money talks. I'm not arguing that.
The only thing I'm concerned about is it is rumored that the Saudis get to have influence on the booking and the winners.
Yes, they do. I don't know, man. I don't know. Money talks. I'll tune in, but whatever.
Nick Nemeth, FKA Dolph Ziggler, has re-signed with TNA. His existing deal would have expired at the start of 2025 without the extension. There's no word on the length of his new contract.
Yeah, he's in the main event of TNA Genesis, defending the title against Joe Hendry. A week from now.
There's been talk of bringing in Ric Flair for Royal Rumble 2025.
For what?
I don't know. I would assume something with Charlotte.
He's going to be in the Rumble.
Maybe. That's about it. That's the news.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything crazy to add as well. New Japan, we're kind of caught up on. We'll talk about Battle of the Valley here in a minute. They're adding shows to the. I think we caught a couple of matches from the New Beginning in Osaka before. That card is already basically set. With Zack Sabre Jr. defending his world title against Hiroki Goto. Yota Tsuji is defending his global heavyweight championship against Gabe Kidd. The Young Bucks are defending the world tag titles, WGP tag titles against Naito and Takahashi. Robbie Eagles and Kosei Fujita are taking on Rocky Romero and Yo. We got a Sonata and Taichi match. Shota Umino versus Great Okan. Shingo Takagi versus Drilla Maloney. And Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Togi Makabe. That is February 11th. So that's, I think, the next big pay-per-view for New Japan, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like it.
Yes, that sounds right.
Yeah, they do have a CMLL Fantastica Mania event before that, but yeah, other than that. And then we watched Battle at the Valley. There's already 2 matches announced for the next Strong event, which we know about. Gabe Kidd, Tomohiro Ishii, and Konosuke Takeshita and Hiroshi Tanahashi will happen at Windy City Riot. And that is in April. I don't know how I feel about Takeshita versus Tanahashi. It's Takeshita versus the Legend. It's a legend.
It should be fine. It should be fine. Should be fine.
Yeah, you would think so. Fine. You would think so. All right, let's do it. Let's talk about Smackdown. Friday night Smackdown from January 10th. We kicked things off with the welcoming of the new broadcast crew, which is Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett. Paul Heyman comes to the ring to make a special announcement, but he calls out Cody Rhodes so he could tell him to his face. Cody makes his entrance. Heyman thanks him for helping Roman on Netflix. However, he used the opportunity to announce that Roman would be declaring for the Royal Rumble and that he wanted his title back. Before Cody could speak, he gets interrupted by Kevin Owens from the crowd saying, "I know what I want to talk about." Starts running down Cody and Paul for trying to be in cahoots, and said that Rhodes would kill the company if he allowed Roman to regain that title. Cody said it's on site when he sees him, runs to the crowd, and they brawl. The Bloodline, Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu, confront Paul Heyman. Jimmy Uso attempts to make the save, but gets laid out by Fatu and Tonga. Cody Rhodes returns and runs out of the Bloodline. That is how we open up SmackDown. RK, what did you think of the opening?
You're reading from Forgetful again, aren't you?
I am, sir.
Yes, you are, because you just totally said things that didn't happen and missed stuff that did happen, but okay.
What did I say that didn't happen?
Well, you said Kevin Owens came down, said some stuff, and then Cody said, "I'm going to attack him on site," and then runs through the crowd.
I didn't say he said that. No, Cody said that. No, Cody said that in the past.
You said he said that. The way you said it,
he did fucking say it. No, you're assuming that
in the past.
Did say that. Yes, he did. What did I do wrong?
But not at that exact moment. You're adding stuff you're just supposed to report. You're reading from Forgetful.
It's not even Forgetful. That wasn't even them. That was me. Cody said those words.
He didn't say that. Like
yes,
last
he
week.
did not say it tonight. If we're being fucking technical, but he said when he sees Kevin Owens, it's on site. Yes or no?
Yeah, last week, not tonight though.
Yeah, he did.
The way you said it, you made it say like you said it.
You
right
heard
there
it
and
that
there.
way. You heard it.
Well, if I heard it that way, then that's the way you said it. How else would I hear it if that's the way you said it?
You're interpreting wrong.
Well, no, you just said it, and that's the way it sounded.
Yeah, to you.
Probably to everybody who listens to it.
Doubtful. Tell me what I forgot.
Nothing. I'm just saying you're reading from Forgetful again because I can tell.
I am. You know what? I got you. Pause. Let's go to these.
I don't know why you thought that was an attack at you. I was attacking Forgetful, but you got all defensive.
Well, I got offended because that was my words. I didn't read that part from them. I said that. And I wasn't wrong because Cody said those words.
Not
sure he didn't say it on the mic tonight. No, he did not. You are correct, sir. But
you're reporting on what happened tonight.
Reporting on what he said in the past, insinuating that he didn't say anything because he went after him on site.
Well, he didn't. He let Cody talk. Well, he let Kevin talk for a bit.
Yeah, sure. But
anyway. You shook The Rock's hand. You're gonna let Reigns get a title shot.
Anyways. That's enough for Rhodes, who runs in the crowd for the brawl, leaving the Bloodline to corner Heyman. Jimmy Uso runs in for the save so Heyman can escape. A chair shot angers and pisses off Fatu. Rhodes runs back in, picks up the save. I'll just carry on real quick before we get to the next first match. Post-match, Jacob Fatu is yelling at security, and he threatens a security guard and says, "You really want to rethink your life here right now if you're really trying to throw me out." LA Knight interrupts and said, it's not quoted here, but did he say he wanted to open his mouth, so I shut it for him, and he threw him out himself. And that's that.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, all the chaos for the opening segment. What you kicking off SmackDown?
When Kevin Owens is the best promo out of everybody who cut a promo in that opening segment, just shows how great Kevin Owens is.
That's fair. What sucks is I think we both could say when we get to Royal Rumble, Kevin Owens should win.
No, but WWE and their fucking infinite wisdom are going to keep it on fucking bitch-ass Cody's fucking waist till WrestleMania, at the very least.
Easy with the bitch-ass Cody thing. Cody's been fantastic. But right now, Kevin
No,
Owens
I'm sorry. I don't think Cody is a guy that can hold the title belt.
I mean,
he's a guy that would benefit. He's a guy that would benefit for some adversity in his fucking life, but he always just comes out on top.
Right.
It's classic. It's classic fucking WWE booking, where they don't know what the fuck to do with the title or how to make it interesting, so they keep it on one guy for like 2 years.
Well, it was interesting, Cody's chase to win.
Yeah, and now it's fucking boring as fuck.
I do miss. It was Attitude Era-esque when the titles changed hands a lot. it kept things.
You keep people chasing for them. If you
Right.
know every fucking pay-per-view, the fucking Cody Rhodes is going to win. What's the point of
Right. Right. There's no surprises or
WWE
stories
has been horrible with that throughout their entire existence. Is
with the
they
main
get back
title.
themselves,
Yeah. Yeah.
they back themselves into a spot where they don't know what the fuck to do with the title.
Yeah. It sucks, but we'll see. See how long Cody holds on for. Maybe he loses at Mania to Cena. We'll find out. First match of the night was the U.S. Women's title on the line. Chelsea Green defending against Mi Chen. Chelsea comes to the ring, of course, with Piper Nevin. We kick things off really fast, going for eat defeat. Green gets out the ring and has to reset. Decent match here. Towards the end, of course, Piper Nevin gives a little bit of an assist to Chelsea Green. Really, I put this more so on Michin. She allowed Piper to distract her just enough, get caught, but they go outside. Green ends up in the barricade. Wait, what am I reading? Oh, the cannonball. That's what it was. Did you like Michin's twerking ability?
I don't know where this started. It's fucking weird, and they should probably try to get away from it.
But yeah, anyway, Beachhead goes after Nevin, or as we should call her, the Secret Service. She hits a high crossbody on Chelsea Green, but Chelsea rolls her up, grabs the trunks to retain. Chelsea Green is still your U.S. Women's Champion. What did you think of the match?
It was a good, quick little match. Obviously, Chelsea's going to hold on to that title through nefarious means, probably throughout their entire reign, which is fine. It's a good heel. It's a good heel tactic for a heel champion. I mean, Mishin has grounds for yet another match, though.
Yeah. Post match, Piper Nevin drops her and crushes her with a bit of a backsplash. My favorite part actually of the match was the very start when the referee was, give me the title, Chelsea. And Chelsea's like, no, you got to salute me. And the referee does a real quick little salute and gets the title from Chelsea because that's how good Chelsea Green is. We get backstage where the tag teams are arguing after what happened last week. Nick Aldis makes some matches. Los Garzas versus Pretty Deadly and A-Town Down Under taking on the Motor City Machine Guns. The first match of these was Los Garzas versus Pretty Deadly. Los Garzas are growing on me with their in-ring. They're really good to me. A lot of high-flying spots from them. They ended up picking up the win with a wild finisher looking thing, like a double spinning gorilla press onto the mat. They pick up the win. What did you think of this one?
I mean, Prince sold that fucking nut shot that Santo on like a pro, and he was still selling it later in the show, which is impressive. Good job there, Elton. Yeah, this match was quick. Los Gaza is amazing. I've been a fan of they got stuck in that whole fucking you're a Latin based wrestler, so we're gonna stick you in these factions.
Have the factions battle, yeah. Legato and LWO.
Los Garza is good. Angel and Humberto are both fantastic.
Yeah, Santos is good, but I think they need to just split it up. Let the tag team do their thing, and Santos keep chasing the mid card title that you were chasing with Elektra Lopez as your manager. That seemed to work. But yeah, let's move along to the next title match of the night: LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This was a pretty hard hitting match for a couple moments, as is with Shinsuke Nakamura. LA Knight looked good, of course, most of the time. We don't get a victor though, because the Bloodline comes back with their receipts on LA Knight. Jacob Fatu jumps in the match, jumps LA Knight. It's ruled a no contest, no winner. What did you think of the U.S. title match?
That was the only way they could really finish a match like that. You keep Knight looking strong, you keep Nakamura looking good, without having to take the title off him right away. I think LA Knight's destined for bigger things. I hope he is. He is a main card guy. I just think he's getting lost in the shuffle. But I mean, LA Knight's fantastic. Shinsuke though deserves to be the U.S. title. I mean, Shinsuke is fantastic, and he never got quite the love that he should have got outside of NXT. A lot of guys though. That was That was Vince's fucking doing. Triple H is using his guys, and he's using them well.
Yeah, trying his best. I mean, LA Knight had, if there was ever a time to make LA Knight like the guy, he had the match. I think it was Crown Jewel against. I could be wrong. It may have been a different pay per view, different Saudi event against Roman Reigns for the title, where he put on a good match. And I think everybody on the IWC was like, "Just do it. Just pull the trigger with LA Knight." Of course, they didn't. Roman Reigns ended up losing at WrestleMania 40, but LA Knight. I think. Do you see him holding the world title?
I think you do it fantastically.
Yeah, it's just getting.
Will it happen? Probably not. He's probably oh no, he's not too old. Wrestling's different now. This was 20 years ago. He's too old.
Right. That's true. Post-match, LA Knight gets crushed, including a triple jump moonsault. Jimmy Uso, Cody Rhodes make the save. Nick Aldis is going to throw out the bloodline, but Cody stops him and demands him to make a tag team match, which will be the main event. Him and Jimmy Uso taking on Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. We get a little recap from Tiffany Stratton's cash-in last week. And according to 4-1 Mania, this might as well have had a big sign that said filler. Can I just say, you did it too. Like, I think it was, we skipped. It's rough seeing recaps every week. Like, I get why they do it, but fuck.
They've done it forever, though.
I know. But it's always like, yeah, we know.
It's nothing new. It's nothing new.
Motor City Machine Guns taking on A-Town Down Under. I enjoy all the competitors that were in this match. I thought this was a good tag team match here. That sees Motor City Machine Guns pick up the one with Skull and Bones. A couple good moments from, I think, everybody in this match. I wish A-Town Down Under were separated and they would do their own thing, but we'll see what happens. I think Austin Theory has a lot of potential and Grayson Waller is fantastic. The match itself, though, what did you think of this tag team match?
It was a great match. Motor City Machine Guns continue to prove why they are considered one of the best tag teams of all time. They're fast-paced. They do their shit well. And they mix very well with Austin and Grayson. Grayson Waller deserves more. Simply deserves more. Grayson Waller is fantastic. Austin Theory, I think he's going to forever suffer from being known as Vince's guy, unfortunately.
Yeah, but Drew was also Vince's guy, as CM Punk liked to point out.
I don't know. I feel like Austin's gonna have to do a lot to get into Triple H's good graces. Grayson, though, I think Grayson has a very, very, very bright future in the business.
I can agree with that. Backstage, Pretty Deadly is pissed off at DIY for not coming out there. Johnny explains that there's a lot of heat. We couldn't come out there and help you, and he called Kit Wilson Kip or something like that. They had to correct him, and he's like, "We're friends, right? We're friends." And, hey, yes, boy. And they walk away, saying that there's a title shot totally coming your way, guys. Just hold on. Apollo Crews mocks Pretty Deadly, calls them dumb if they believe any word that DIY said. Pretty Deadly getting a good amount of airtime recently.
They're a good villain tag team.
Good comedic too. They're funny. They're funny.
They're good. They're good to create some heat.
Tiffany Stratton comes out to celebrate her new winning the women's championship. Claims that she was playing dumb the entire time with Nia Jax. Now she wants some respect put on her name and to let everybody know what time it is. Nia, of course, interrupts. She threatens to say, "I will kill you," and that her time is up. She can either give up the title or she's going to take it from her. Bailey interrupts. Bailey thought that Stratton was stupid, but knows that Jax is stupider, and that she should be the one to get a title shot because the only reason that Nia was champion was because of Tiffany Stratton, and now she should be in line. Naomi Bianca Belair interrupt as well, says Jax Belair, but Jax says no one cares about Naomi. She kind of like pushes Naomi to the side and just gets in Bianca's face. They brawl. Stratton hits a prettiest moonsault on all of them. Nick Aldis makes a 4-way #1 contenders match. Before we get to the match, all the jibber jabbering back and forth, RK. What'd you think?
Again, somehow Nia ended up having the best promo out of all of this. She was fantastic.
I like Bailey. I like Bailey coming out with her ding dong.
That's a good throwback. I miss heel Bailey. Bailey was fun. No, Nia was fantastic in this promo. I'm not a super fan of Tiffany like you are, but I think she'll hold up well. But I don't know. I don't buy the title on her.
Well, that's fair, but we also haven't seen, surprisingly enough, of Tiffany in singles matches, and she's held onto that damn briefcase for so long. She hasn't really done much of anything. But we set up that fatal 4-way number one contenders match. It was a pretty good match. Of course, everybody teams up on Nia, which I said, this is unfair for Nia. And I thought to myself, it's kind of unfair for Bailey too, and so on and so forth. The match goes on. Of course, Candice LeRae comes out to help out Nia. We have a moment where Bianca ends up whipping Naomi with her hair, which some would say was an accident, but we watched it. We watched the replay. She looked right at Naomi and then let the hair fly.
Yeah, it was a bad spot. It was a bad spot. She was timing it, and you could tell she was timing it, but yeah.
Candice LeRae breaks up a KOD, which allows Bailey to sneak in, hit the Rose Plant on Naomi for the win. Naomi is your number one contender for Tiffany Stratton's women's world title. What'd you think of the match?
For a fatal 4-way, it worked really well. Usually fatal 4-ways are questionable. Because it's just like, how do you make it happen? But they worked it well. Bailey's a nice first test for Stratton. Bailey's gonna do the right thing and put over the younger talent. But I figure it'll be a good match. Bailey can work with almost anybody. So
yep, it'll be tested.
If you can have a good match with Nia, you can work with almost anybody.
That's fair. Nia had a good 2024 though. Cody Rhodes, Jimmy Uso.
Yeah, she's still never been great in the ring though.
No. Are ready to go. Rhodes leaves Jimmy. Carmelo Hayes comes in to talk some shit, saying him and the Bloodline are tight. And Jay says, "Hey, what's that catchphrase? Mello don't miss." And Jimmy says, "Well, with throwing up that many bricks, you could build a house." And then Hayes, of course, says, "I don't miss." Well, you do miss sometimes, Carmelo. But yeah, funny from Jimmy here. We see Bailey. She's excited for her title shot. That says Tiffany has never beat her. That title shot will happen next week on SmackDown. They don't have on this recap. I thought Jacob Fatu had a short. It was short, but Jacob Fatu is fantastic when he talks. It's just I'm locked in. I don't know what you thought about Jacob Fatu's promo.
It was good. He gets the point across very well.
Yeah, very aggressive,
short and sweet.
Very aggressive. Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso taking on Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. This match was good. RK pointed out there's probably going to be shenanigans, and there was. Kevin Owens comes down to distract Cody, and then Cody just chases Kevin down, leaving Jimmy by himself, which ends up being his demise as a triple moonsault puts him away. Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga pick up the win because Cody Rhodes left Jimmy. I'm starting to think Kevin's right.
Kevin is right. His shirt says so.
It does. What do you think of the match? And I guess Cody leaving Jimmy to fend for himself.
Tama Tonga is so underrated as a wrestler. I mean, I don't think he gets the love that he deserves. Tama Tonga is fantastic. Jacob Fatu is Jacob Fatu. Jimmy Uso, ever since he's come back from, the whole WrestleMania thing, he's pulled off some crazy moves where he's like, holy fuck, have you just been working on
Whisper in the wind?
Did you fucking go to cruiserweight school? What the fuck's going on, Jimmy? Jimmy, yeah, he's looking fantastic. Cody Rhodes, though, that guy's always just fucking his friends over. It's weird.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get to a point where I think the crowd is gonna be ready for that Cody Rhodes heel turn. I'm ready for it. Go full Homelander. They won't do it. Man.
They won't do
it. It would work. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes brawl. Of course, they go through a table off the side stage to end the show. There were videos that they were still brawling. I saw on the internet when they went off air in like the concessions and stuff. So we close with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens laying on their backs. I do love Cody and Kevin. This feud has been fantastic. and I'm looking forward to a ladder match at Royal Rumble as well. I'm not gonna ask
Kevin
for
Owens is one of WWE has one of the best things going in Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is absolutely fantastic. Has been since day one in WWE, NXT, and everything. You give him a spot to do, and he does it perfectly.
Agreed. All right, that's going to lead us to Battle at the Valley. I set something up. There we go. This is where it started for us, RK. We this whole podcast idea and whatnot came from watching Battle at the Valley, and here we are, 36 episodes later. So we made a promise. We'll tune in every year. Battle at the Valley runs through the San Jose Civic Center. What were your expectations going into this, knowing what matches we were looking forward to?
Expectations going into it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm half listening because I pulled up old review of January 13th Battle in Valley last year, and Jacob Fatu and Shota Umino were a team. I don't remember that match.
What? I don't remember that
Fred
either.
Rosser. It was Fred Rosser, Jacob Fatu, and Shota Umino versus Team Filthy, which was Tom Lawler, Jorel Nelson, and Royce Isaacs.
What year was this one?
Last year's. I don't remember that match at all.
2024. What?
You know, the one that had Ospreay and Okada. The
Yeah,
opening match was Rosser, Jacob Fatu, and Shota Umino. Did we not know who Jacob Fatu was yet?
It was the opening match. We may not have watched that because that may have been a pre-show match.
No, I'm looking at a review here, and he says I skipped over the pre-show for time purposes.
Okay, yeah, no, I definitely remember this night because Shingo and Mox. Yeah, I remember that. Shingo had on like jean shorts. Then obviously the main event was
David Finlay versus TJP.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember Julia and Trisha Adore. That's when Julia started. You know, we became fans of her.
Yeah.
Maybe we have to go run back and check that match again to see if we remember.
El Fantasmo, Hikuleo versus Coughlin and Connors.
I remember this, and that was Connors or Alex Coughlin, right? Yeah, Alex Coughlin. Yeah, that was before he was injured for indefinite. Yeah, he's out. He retired.
Eddie Kingston versus Gabe Kidd.
I feel like I remember that match.
We got to go back and watch that again.
We might have to go back and watch that. But anyway, 2025's version kicked off with some pre-show stuff we did not watch. I caught the tail end of TMDK, Shane Hayes, and Bad Dude Tito versus Fred Rosser and our boy Matt Vandergriff. Matt Vandergriff's a big heel right now, RK. He left Fred Rosser by himself in the ring because Fred Rosser accidentally kicked him in the face. That's all I saw at the tail end of that. But the main show we kicked off with, and I guess I'll add the new current strong survivor that took Vandergriff's place is Zane J. The New Japan Strong Openweight Championship match kicked off the show. Gabe Kidd, Tomohiro Ishii, hard-hitting battle. Ended in a time limit draw. After the match, there was a challenge laid out from Gabe Kidd to Ishii. They're going to do a 30-minute Iron Man match at Windy City Riot. This match was, like I said, hard-hitting. A lot of slaps, a lot of headbutts, all that goodness that you expect from New Japan. What did you think of the opening match to Battle of the
Don't fucking try to sugarcoat it. That was like, I'm pretty sure Chris Jericho booked that match. I swear to God.
It was a lot of chops.
I get it. I really do. Ishii's that's his style. And Gabe Kidd is, you know, the wannabe de facto top dog wannabe guy in New Japan, and he wants to go hard with the legends of the industry. But that match was not very. It had its moments, but it was not needed to be 30 minutes fucking long.
And you know, Gabe Kidd was kind of put in a tough spot, in my opinion. You're not going to follow up what you just did at Wrestle Kingdom it's you and Kenny put on a classic, and a lot of pressure on you now. But good kid's good. I think the potential is there. New Japan strong openweight tag team championship match. World class wrecking crews Jarrell Isaac and Royce Isaacs. Jarrell Nelson and Royce Isaacs. They defeated Roppongi Revice, which is Rocky Romero and Yo. There was some cool stuff in this match. A lot of fun back and forths. Yo impressed me a lot in this match. Hard hitting style of Jarrell Isaac and Royce Isaac. Jarrell Nelson and Royce Isaacs. I keep butchering that, reading too fast. What did you think of the tag match here?
Yeah, it was a good, fast-paced, back-and-forth match. You expect that from the open weight contenders usually. That's kind of what their whole division's about. Is the open weights are usually those 15-minute matches that they want to just showcase talent. You're right about Yo, and he's part of like Show is in the match later, but Yo and Show used to be a tag team and shit,
Yeah,
and
they
fucking
split. Show joined, I guess, House of Torture, and Yo said nah.
Yeah. But yeah, Yo's every time I see Yo, I'm like, this dude's got it. Rocky Romero is a fucking legend though, but so is Royce Isaacs and Jarrell Nelson.
Yeah.
It was a good match. It was a very good match. It was one of the stronger matches on the card.
Up next was an elimination tag team match. The teams Viva Von, Hanako, Mikey, and Mina Shirakawa taking on Anna Jay, Trisha Dore, Azumi, and Johnny Robbie. This match was okay, but there was a lot of highlights of what some of these women can do. Who stood out to you in this match, and what did you think of it?
I think that match really got sidetracked due to Trisha Dora taking some kind of injury during the match. I think it really threw them out of the rhythm. Viva Van, she's been making waves in the wrestling industry for the past year. She just signed with AEW in the new year here. Hanako, Micah, they're power hitters from New Japan. Very strong women.
Stardom, right? Stardom, I think.
Yeah, New Japan Stardom. It's all.
Are they the same thing?
It's a joint thing. But anyways, nonetheless. Anna Jay is Anna Jay. Everybody loves Anna Jay because of obvious reasons. I need to see more from her to see if she can actually wrestle. This was not the match to find that out in. Trisha Dora, she's been around for a while, but she got hurt, so we didn't really get to see a lot from her. Again, standouts: Azumi and Johnny Robbie. Johnny Robbie's interesting.
Yeah,
Johnny Robbie. I want to see more from her. I think there's something about her. She's got a.
She signed somewhere, or I thought you said something about AEW, or no?
She just started up like a year ago. She's done some shit in AEW, some stuff, New Japan, all that stuff. She's kind of a free agent floating around. But and Azumi's Azumi. She just put on that absolute clinic with Iwatani at New Japan. So yeah, Azumi. Looking forward to seeing more Azumi in the future, and I want to learn more about this Johnny Robbie. I think she's got something about her. I think she has something.
I think Spirit Unleashed. If you hold on for 1 second here, I think we may have a chance to check out Johnny Robbie again. Where is this at? New Japan Fighting Spirit Unleashed. Never mind, that's not coming up. There was something in her bio on Instagram. But yeah, I agree. Johnny Robbie, I'm intrigued in. Love Azumi. Love Anna Jay. Viva Von is good. Mina, everybody loves Mina, and Hanako, man, hard hitting. There was a couple moments where I was like, okay, she's kind of laying in a little too heavy here. But
Hanako and Micah, both of them.
Yeah. New Japan.
Micah, her style reminded me a lot of Asuka's style, actually.
Oh, okay, that's a good comparison. She was the one I think that picked up the win over Anna Jay for the last elimination. The New Japan World Television Championship match, El Phantasmo versus Jeff Cobb, ended in a double countout. I loved every second of this match. It was only a 15-minute time limit. You could have gave him 30. You could have gave him 60. I would have watched the whole time. Both of them are incredible. Both of them are athletic. Jeff Cobb is strong as shit and also can do a standing moonsault. What did you think of this one?
Best match of the night by far, hands down.
Yep.
Nothing comes close to what these two did. No, nothing comes close.
For in ring and what happened. Agreed. Yeah, the style.
El Phantasmo once again showing why Canadians hold the title of best wrestlers in the world.
You have Kenny Omega. There is no argument. Carry on.
And Jeff Cobb does things a big man just should not do. It's amazing. I love watching Jeff Cobb matches, and I love watching El Phantasmo matches. I'm glad he's back from his cancer scare. As they say, cancer lost its battle with El Phantasmo.
It did. ELP. All right, this was I can agree with you. That was the best match of the night, but this was my favorite. The Sumie Sakai retirement match was just fun. Hiromu Takahashi, Mayu Iwatani, and Yuka Suzuki took on the team of Sumie Sakai and House of Torture's Evil and Show. The reason Sumie teamed with them was because it was pitched that she just saw good still in the House of Torture. There was no good left in House of Torture. They turned on Sumie throughout the match. And kind of just left her to fend for herself. The finish came where Sumie just ate 3 big moves from all of her competitors, kicked out though, and then took the finish from all of them and a time bomb from Takahashi on Sakai for the win. And just the emotion afterwards is what was awesome, and in the ring as well. What do you think of the retirement match for Sumie Sakai? And she had people reaching out, all over on social media. I wanted to say CM Punk even saying, "Hey, awesome to see the legend, final match and whatnot."
Walker's lucky that this isn't an AEW co-event with New Japan, because he pointed out that CM Punk sent out his best wishes. And I mean, if Tony Khan was, oh my God, Rocky, you'd be eating like a 6-month suspension. You'd be right there at home with Chris. But anyways, nonetheless. Yeah, it is funny. Evil's never been good in his entire career in New Japan, so I don't know what Sumie was thinking.
His name is Evil, for God's sake.
I like Show. I've always liked Show. I think he's very talented.
He had fun.
He's just got an aura about him. But the big thing here was Sumie Sakai, in classic fashion of the wrestling industry and how it goes, is she went out on her shield. She took the loss in her final match. It's classic. Takahashi, every time I see that guy, I like the guy more. Takahashi's fantastic. Takahashi, he's growing. Like, first time I saw him, I'm like, okay, this guy's different. And then
he's in line to be the new leader of LIG. Once Naito's done.
Takahashi's fantastic. Again, Iwatani, I mean, I get it afterwards. Sumie was everyone came out, Sumie was hugging everybody, but when she came to Iwatani, Sakazaki, and Anna Jay, instead of giving them hugs, she did a pinky swear with them. Almost like, hey, you guys carry this shit on. Iwatani's fantastic. We know that from that Azumi match back at New Japan. Those two fucking tore down the roof of the Tokyo Dome. We both have made fun of Yuka Sakazaki because she's tiny and she talks like an anime character. But my lord, that little girl has some spunk to her. I think I actually want to see more shit from her because I think she's actually fantastic. Yes, everything about this match was just fun. It's a friendly reminder that, hey, we sit here, we talk shit about AEW, we talk shit about WWE, we criticize what we watch, and sometimes you got to remember to sit back and enjoy it because it is fun. And this match reminded you that, hey, you can do this and have a lot of fun doing it.
It was fun. Post match, everybody comes to pay their respects, giving her 3 sets of flowers and the 10, 10, I guess you could call it the bells, 10 bells. I don't know if there's a term for it. They ring the bell 10 times, which is actually normally used when a wrestler passes away. But they did it in that case because they were mourning, the end of an era, an end of a career. And Sumie Sakai was influential in Japanese wrestling. So yeah, happy retirement to Sumie Sakai. It was fun final match, and proving that wrestling can still be fun. Doesn't have to be negative, as RK said. Up next was the Never Openweight Championship match between Konosuke Takeshita defending against Kushida. This match was pretty good. A lot of Kushida doing the technical stuff, but while also being Kushida and being quick and, making some moves. Konosuke Takeshita, though, is a powerhouse and it's interesting. They put over a couple times that he's signed 3 contracts right now. DDT Wrestling, AEW and New Japan. Takeshita will be wrestling for all those companies this year. He could be if need be. If AEW is smart, they keep that man and they use him right. Hard to see them doing, but he could be the guy in New Japan. Honestly, Takeshita is that good. He picks up the win. What did you think of the match here?
Takeshita will always take a backseat to other wrestlers in AEW.
Yes.
He's never going to be their top guy.
Should
Takeshita could be the top guy for New Japan. That guy that takes them into the next era. Takeshita's that good. He's only 28 or 29.
29.
He's got a very bright future ahead of him.
Take the title of
yeah,
Zack Sabre Jr. Please, Takeshita. Go beat up Zack Sabre Jr.
He's gonna have a workhorse type of year. You got to do that in the wrestling industry if you want to make a name for yourself.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't have as much eyes on you as you do in the WWE, where it's a little bit easier to get recognized.
Yes.
And that's not even a shot; it's just simple fact. I didn't know who Ospreay was before this year. I didn't know who Mega was before this year. The eyes just aren't on the outside world as much, which is unfortunate because it should be, because there was a lot of fucking amazing wrestlers that aren't in WWE.
Which is cool doing what we do now, where we like to tune into New Japan stuff. So we see some of these people, and now we're in a position where we watch so much wrestling, and if we see these names start popping up on quote unquote bigger promotions, it's kind of cool for us because we're like, oh shit, I remember when he put on blah blah blah. There's people, a select exclusive group of people that have done that for years, but it's cool to be a part of it. Julia, for example, seeing her pop up in NXT was kind of cool. But anyway, sorry, slight tangent. But
Stephanie Bakir.
Yep.
It was first time we saw her was a Strong event.
Yes.
And I instantly fell in love. I was like, oh my god, this woman is fantastic.
Yes. But yeah, anyway, the match, the match itself.
Takeshita's amazing. Simply amazing. Unfortunately, Kushida is a technical wrestler, and I felt like they could have, Kushida's had some banner matches in the past, and I don't know, this match just did not live up to what I was expecting from it. It had its moments, but it just it never reached that level of being it didn't feel like a big match. Yeah, that's all.
After the match, as I talked about in the news, previewing some future events, Takeshita called out Hiroshi Tanahashi for a match at Windy City Riot, which has been confirmed and announced as Hiroshi Tanahashi does his retirement tour. That will be his final match in the United States as well. So, moving forward, Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Hechicero via pinfall. Moving along, we didn't pay attention to that match, honestly. If you don't know,
don't try to beat around the bush. We don't fucking watch Zack Sabre Jr. I won't. I refuse to.
I was about to say that. If you don't know, now you know. Not watching Zack Sabre Jr. matches. We didn't watch his Wrestle Kingdom or Dynasty matches either. We just kind of, whatever. I played the
dude. Game. You can have technical wrestling matches and be good at it if you have other aspects.
You can do. Yeah.
Zack Sabre has no aura. He's boring. He doesn't strike me as he has no character. He just looks like just some fucking dude. There's nothing that screams this is a professional wrestler. This looks like a dude that failed at being a jiu-jitsu MMA fighter and decided I'm going to do the stuff that's scripted so I can look like I'm actually worthwhile. He's horrible. He's so fucking bad.
The main event, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match, El Desperado, the champion, defending against Taiji Ishimori. El Desperado is going to pick up the win with a fairy tale ending. The Pinche Loco. This match was okay, in my opinion. What did you think of it?
It had its moments, absolutely. It wasn't knock you off the feet. I feel like the main event would have probably been better off being El Phantasmo and Jeff Cobb. They went to a level and they kept it, and it was just entertaining from start to finish.
Yes.
Yeah, no, this El Desperado is fantastic, and we started the match going well. The outcome of this match is going to determine if he was meant to win that last match where the guy broke his arm
Yeah.
or not.
Yep. He won,
And
so
he won. Yeah, it never reached that level that I was like, this is a main event match. It just never reached that level.
All right. Well, that was Battle in the Valley from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Not as good as last year's, but had its moments. Other than that, any final words on that pay-per-view, RK?
It's showing it's showing how much New Japan is missing the likes of Osprey, Omega, Okada,
Yeah.
Jay White.
Yes.
It's
They
showing.
gotta
It's
they gotta get
showing.
their
They need
new stars.
they do have talent that they got to push. They got to push guys like Gabe Kidd, David Finlay,
Shota.
Shota, Yo,
Uh, Takahashi.
El Desperado. I think has a good future there.
The junior heavyweights are always entertaining. It just this match was mad at me.
Just something just never reached that level of being what you expect from the junior heavyweights.
Yeah.
Takahashi, the ladies, New Japan gotta utilize some of these women they have because Iwatani, the ability to have Sakazaki,
Azumi.
the Johnny Robbie, if she does have what I think she has, they got that. Yeah, I think they got to utilize New Japan is weird because they don't utilize their women's talent in their main shows as much as they utilize them in like Strong or Stardom events or co-hosted events. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think New Japan should lean into using the women more.
Agreed.
Because honestly, at Wrestle Kingdom, Azumi versus Iwatani, or was that at Dynasty? It was at Wrestle Kingdom? Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, that was probably one of the best matches of the night.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right. That's Battle of the Valleys recap. Coming up next is the 2024 awards from us here at the Top Rope Renegades. Disclaimer again, if you don't see some names on the video packages of the nominees, I apologize. I can't get everybody, and I screwed myself by limiting myself to only 4 to 5 people per nomination, but it is what it is. If RK doesn't like the nominees or doesn't want to choose one of them, he will, of course, let me know and nominate who he thinks it should be. And we'll chitter chatter about our selections and maybe have some honorable mentions in there as well. So coming up next is the award show, the awards 2024, the Top Ropies here on the Top Rope Renegades. No, not going to stick. All right, this is the Top Rope Renegades Award Show of 2024. We'll be right back, and we'll do the awards.
Welcome to the Top Rope Renegades. It's time for your 2024 awards. Here's your hosts, Kurt and RK.
Boom! Welcome in to the awards show. As our lovely whoever that was introduced us. I'm Kurt. That's RK. It's time to do the awards, RK. I outsourced for a guy to read me some awards, read our nominees and whatnot tonight. I will say to those watching and to you, RK, all of the videos have the exact same theme. Once we get to them, they are all almost exactly the same, whereas the participants change and whatnot.
I would hope so. Otherwise, it'd be weird if we just went best wrestler 10 times over.
It's the same people for best wrestler in every nominee. Even broadcaster of the year, same one. Same people. All right, with that being said, let's dive into it. We're going to kick things off with promo of the year. And this isn't a specific promo. This is who was just the best promo of the year, RK? who went out there and had you hooked every time. Let's get into the promo of the year.
The nominees are Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens.
All right, those are your nominees. RK, who you feeling for who was the promo of the year?
Well, it was for the entire year.
Of
Which
2024.
Drew was winning by a very small margin until CM Punk probably cut one of the greatest promos of his entire career. And that man has cut a lot of greatest promos of his entire career, which is saying a lot for CM Punk. But I got to go with CM Punk. After the showdown with Seth Rollins at the end of the year, he edged out Drew, bar none.
So,
I mean, Drew was fantastic all year, but CM Punk was right up there with him, and then he just another level.
Yeah, we're on the same wavelength. I agree. Drew was killing it, and then Punk took over, and I lean a little towards what Kevin Owens did at the tail end of the year was really good, but overall throughout 2024, we heard a lot more from Punk. So I agree with
CM Punk didn't miss. Drew McIntyre didn't miss. And if it wasn't for that last promo of the year, it would have been Drew.
Fair enough. Both of us choose CM Punk as promo of the year. CM Punk, if you're watching, your award will come in the mail. If you're wondering what that award is, it is actually just the signed picture of me as Dusty Rhodes. He's gonna put it on his fridge.
He might actually laugh at it.
Alrighty, let's move to our next award. And as I said,
thank God Cody's not winning any awards tonight.
It's gonna be the same theme with the music and the angelic awes. So bear with us. If you hate it, I'm sorry. If you like it, cool. We're just gonna get done, and I'm not gonna do this speech every time. So
I've learned something about Kurt today. He's very sensitive about.
No. I just
if people don't like my shit, y'all can go fuck yourself. How's that sound?
Well, I want it to be really good, and with the time constraints of life and the, I guess, talent that I have that I thought I had, I wanted to do more, but to each their own. Digging myself a hole. Is that what I'm doing right now?
Yeah.
All right,
you're sensitive. Anyway. It's fine. Some people are sensitive.
Just a little bit. You know what? I'm going to stop being sensitive in 2025. I'm going to take RK's motto. If you don't like it, don't fucking care. Thank you for watching. Blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about Rivalry of the Year. Here are the nominees for the Rivalry of the Year in the professional wrestling world of 2024.
Here are the nominees. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. Swerve Strickland versus Adam Hangman Page. Cody Rhodes versus The Bloodline.
Only 3 nominees that time. But if there are more, I would be willing to hear it. But I feel like I hit the nail on the head there with those nominees. RK, what is your rivalry of the year?
That's a tough one. I want to say CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Man, I gotta say CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. They put on 3 epic matches this year, all 5-star bangers.
Mm-hmm.
The back and forth, the fact that they were to shift into that after the whole Seth Rollins things went south because of Punk's injury, and then they started the rivalry up while CM Punk was injured, and they made it believable right off the hop, was impressive. I have to go with CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, with an honorable mention after you're done. Yours.
Okay. hopefully this isn't a reoccurring theme. I would like to converse back and forth, but I have to agree with you on that. Punk and Drew, and when you look at 2024, it started literally in the first month from Drew hurting Punk at the Royal Rumble, and it went almost over half the year, right?
No,
Kinda.
it went into October. Bad blood.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, more than half of the year. They killed it. It was tough for me. In the same token, to not choose Cody in the Bloodline, because Cody's war with the Bloodline was a big focal point of WrestleMania season, but it did kind of die off. He did do some other stuff, not with the Bloodline. So yeah, I agree with you. Drew McIntyre, CM Punk rivalry of the year, and yeah, honorable mention.
Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest versus Judgment Day.
Okay.
Everything that went on over the entire year between all of that.
And it was on the list. Hangman and Swerve, we obviously didn't watch AEW. We stopped watching, but hell, it was pretty cool. Hangman burnt down that man's house. So yeah, there was a lot of blood feud there, but besides the point, that is that. Up next is most improved wrestler of the year. Let's do it.
Here are your nominees: Bronson Reed, Ludwig Kaiser, Jada Parker, Chelsea Green.
Those are the nominees for most improved, and this is one that you could potentially have other options for that may not have made that list, RK. But who do you like for most improved wrestler of the year?
I can't believe you left Willow off that list. That's mind-boggling.
To be fair, Willow was killing it, and then she got completely buried.
Yeah, that's not her fault.
No, but she disappeared, and she wasn't getting matches. She wasn't getting airtime.
She was.
But
we
anyway.
don't watch CMLL.
That's fair.
I gotta go with big Bronson Reed just because I thought he was absolutely trash at the end of the year, and at one point I finally said, "Holy crap, I'm enjoying a match with Bronson Reed." So he had to have done something. By the end, before his injury there, I thought he was absolutely killing it. He really came into his own. He came literally out of nowhere because I thought he was absolutely garbage to begin with. So
Okay, I'm going with Jada Parker. We are big NXT watchers. We don't miss a show. And at the start of the year, there were moments where I was like, Jesus, Jada, like I thought she talked too much and she didn't do much. And then she started putting on banger matches. And her and Lola Vice in that the ECW 300 arena match is what sticks out to me. That match was fun. It was so good, and I thought Jada was fantastic. And she really grew on me this year, and I think she's primed for a good 2025 once they get all the titles sorted out and see where she goes. So I'm going Jada Parker, and no honorable mentions that I can think of.
you're still forgetting about Willow Nightingale. That's amazing.
Yeah, so sorry, Willow. Next year, 2025, you'll be wrestler of the year for the women. I guarantee it. I believe. Up next is breakout star of the year. Let's see what we got.
Here are your nominees: Joe Hendry, Jacob Fatu, Mariah May, Stephanie Vaquer.
All right. Those are the nominees for Breakout Star of the Year, RK. That's a tough list, in my opinion, to pick from.
No, it's not.
Who are you going with?
Stephanie Vaquer.
All right. That's fair. That's a fair pick.
I saw her in one match. I'm like, this fucking woman is fantastic.
And these words are our personal opinions. I agree with Vaquer, but my pick, Joe Hendry. The blow up of Joe Hendry overtook the wrestling industry. in 2024. Sadly, it feels like it kind of cooled off at the end of 2024, but I think it's going to pick back up. But he was on fire, and I thought, it was crazy seeing these social media interactions, the engagements and whatnot, was incredible. And I think Joe Hendry deserves to be breakout star of the year. That's my pick. You're going with Stephanie Vacour. Is there anybody else that comes to mind? Maybe that could have been breakout star.
Breakout, where you're seen by more eyes than just in one smaller company.
Sure.
Braun Breaker.
That's interesting. Yeah, no, I can't disagree with that. Because he did, jump from NXT and really make a bang. So I get that. This next one is the weekly show of the year. Here are the nominees.
The nominees are Monday Night Raw, Tuesday's NXT, Wednesday night AEW Dynamite, Friday night Smackdown.
Okay, what do you got for your weekly show of the year?
I'm going to say it in the same way the announcer said it, because it sounded like he had a little bit of an orgasm at the end of it. It was weird. NXT.
I agree. I don't think there should be any debate here. NXT killed it.
I don't know how you didn't have Rampage on there, but whatever.
You didn't make the cut. That's well, I don't. That was
NXT
on. That
was
that guy. I don't.
NXT. I mean, he really loved NXT. But yeah, no, NXT. I mean, go back, look at all our episodes. We've said NXT for show of the weekly show more often than any other of the shows. Dynamite got a couple.
They did.
Raw got a lot as well.
SmackDown
got a few, but NXT was on average more often than not.
No argument here. NXT weekly show of the year for both of us here. Up next is the pay-per-view of the year. This one could be held for speculation, but here is what we have as nominees.
Here are the nominees. AEW Revolution, WWE's WrestleMania 40, New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom 18, WWE Hell in a Cell, NXT Heatwave.
Those are the nominees for pay-per-view of the year. RK, you look a little confuzzled. What are your What do you think of the nominees and who you got?
Was there a pay-per-view Hell in a Cell this year, or was it just Bad Blood?
Did I say? Did the announcer say Hell in a Cell? It was contested in Hell in a Cell, but it was Bad Blood. But
Bad Blood is definitely up there. How do you say anything but WrestleMania? Really?
Yeah.
How?
Agreed.
How?
Agreed. Agree. WrestleMania 40. The AEW Revolution was kind of just a send off to Sting, which was pretty cool.
Hey, honorable mention, because you did this before the show aired, but AEW's World End should have been on there.
That's fair.
AEW World's End was probably AEW's best pay-per-view of the year.
Agreed. NXT Heatwave actually was a really good pay-per-view. I think that's why I made the cut. I wanted to throw in NXT pay-per-view because they do put on good pay-per-views. Heatwave was a really good one. The finish that saw Ethan Page become the NXT champion, the way they went about that, just that card as a whole. But agreed.
It's hard to argue. It's not.
Yeah. So this next one is a bit of a longer version. It's kind of pieced together. And this is going to be, and even I will admit I made the video, and I'm going to go back and probably rethink. I think I left somebody out of the face category. This is face and heels of the year. Who was the best good guy? Who was the best bad guy? And I'm pretty sure I left Jey Uso out of face of the year. And that is a misstep on my part because he is a massive face. But here we go. Face and heels are all together here. Here are the nominees.
And the nominees are Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, MJF, Christian Cage. And here are your nominees: Will Ospreay, Trick Williams, Cody Rhodes, Shota Umino.
Yeah, the list was kind of thrown together a little bit there. I think I misstepped there, but the heels were first, faces were last. Didn't really put much of an input in between. I clearly left Jey Uso off of the faces at the end. Shota Umino is like the big babyface guy in New Japan. If for those that don't know, that was a personal choice on my end. But there were your nominees for heels, faces. Anyone stand out, and who you got on both ends?
Heels next to impossible to choose. It truly is. I gotta go Gunther.
Okay.
But you could go Drew. You could.
I saw you put I saw you put a thumbs down for MJF.
Oh yeah, MJF had a horrible fucking year. Ever since last year's World End, like 2023 World's End with that stupid devil bullshit, MJF has just been.
Yeah, Christian Cage, I threw him in there because he's a good heel. He's a good neck turtleneck wearing heel.
I mean, you wear a fucking cutoff turtleneck, you already win heel of the year right there.
So you go,
but Gunther is just Gunther was on a different level all year.
Agreed. Gunther, and just the way he talks and his promos, where it's the "I'm better than you," you know it.
It's also the classic. He's a classic wrestler. His moves are classic, and he's also the classic foreigner heel.
Yep.
I'm better than all the Americans.
As for the faces, what do you got?
Faces are also hard to choose because I'm not really like I prefer the heel over the face. So I mean,
I know.
If you're gonna talk about just the year and how, like, are you talking like babyface as babyface can be? Like, you are like the most holiest of fucking thou people. You gotta go Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, agreed.
You gotta.
I was basing it off of, and that's why I'm upset I left Jey Uso off, because of the crowd reaction. Because every time Jey Uso comes out, that crowd's going crazy. They're yeeting, similar to what Trick Williams is. The whole crowd's chanting, "Whoop that trick." He's very over. But Cody Rhodes is the babyface. He has kids cheering for him, obviously, but he also has grown men cheering out the ass for him. So yeah, I think we're in agreement on both of those, Cody and Gunther.
Yeah, Drew's a fucking close second.
And I could have threw Solo in there, but Solo turned into like a funny, I don't know. He was fun. I liked Solo.
I mean, you could technically have Swerve in there.
As a babyface?
No, as a heel.
Swerve. Really?
Yeah. He's more heel than he is babyface. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, but he was also like cheered a lot for some reason.
Yeah, so was CM Punk when he was a heel.
True. All right, well, we're both going Gunther.
So was Stone Cold. Stone Cold was basically a heel his whole fucking career.
I'm gonna go Cody with babyface. I'm gonna go Drew with the heels, because when Drew looked at CM Punk and said, "You hurt your elbow, and I prayed for this to happen," I was like, okay, that's some heel shit right there. But yeah, I'll go Drew just to be a little different. But you're right, it's a hard pick between Drew and Gunther. Anyway, moving forward, we got a couple left here. The broadcaster of the year, the best man or woman behind the desk. Here are the nominees.
Here are your nominees: Michael Cole, Corey Graves, Joe Tessitore, Wade Barrett, Walker Stewart.
There's your nominees from the men and women behind the desk.
Wow,
I
you
said
really fucking hate AEW.
I said,
And
men
also
women.
you said women, so I was
know.
like, did you put Beta on there?
I did try to throw you off and see what you said in that. Yeah, man, I didn't think I considered Excalibur for a second, but then
No,
I was
Excalibur's not even all that good.
I was like, no, and then I was like, in my head, I go, let me put Walker Stewart head to head with all the AEW commentators, and Walker won. So, yeah, threw Walker in there at the end. But that being said, who is your broadcaster of the year?
Michael Cole's too much of a homer.
Okay.
Wade Barrett. Eh. Corey Graves is fantastic. I like Corey Graves a lot. I hope they figure out what they're going to do with him, and he's not getting shafted with these new commentary teams and Pat McAfee. Joe Tessitore, if he was there for the whole year, you know where I'm going with this, anyways. It's the silky smooth voice of Walker Stewart.
Listen, we don't get to listen to Walker that much, but every
Walker's
time we
fantastic.
do, it's fantastic. I'm gonna go with Michael Cole. It's a homer pick, sure, but Cole's he's a legend, man. He's awesome at what he does. It's hard not to pick Walker, though. You're right. The silky smooth voice of Walker Stewart. He's incredible. It's always fun tuning in to New Japan events when he's the lead guy. Did a fantastic job at Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty.
And Battle of the Valley.
And then Battle of the Valley. So good on him. Up next, we have the Company of the Year.
The nominees are TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, WWE, AEW.
Pretty obvious who those nominees were going to be. But there you go. Company of the Year, RK. Who's your winner?
WWE continues to prove why they are the top company in pro wrestling, period. If you can argue, yeah, maybe New Japan puts on better matches. Maybe AEW can put on better matches. Yes, they can. Absolutely. That's not what WWE. WWE is a juggernaut in the business. They're an sports entertainment business. They put on matches. They put on good matches. They put on great matches, not at the frequency of, let's say, New Japan or maybe AEW. But overall, the production, the talent, the pure power of the business, they're nobody even comes close. It's not even a question.
Nope, no question. It's WWE. They signed a deal with Netflix for a reason, for that much money. For Monday Night Raw and everything else outside of the United States. Yeah, it's NXT. I threw those other guys in just as filler. I mean, it was always going to be, I said NXT, WWE, but it was always going to be WWE, without a doubt. Yeah, that's easy one there. This could be an easy one, but we'll see what happens. Up next is your Booker of the Year.
Here are the nominees: Tony Khan, Shawn Michaels, Triple H,
Only 3 nominees because I couldn't figure out for the life of me who the hell was the main booker for New Japan. Is it Tanahashi? I'm not sure.
It's Tanahashi. He's the president of the company.
Okay, so Tanahashi, and then I almost threw in Scott D'Amore for his TNA little run, and then his Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. But I went with the main three per se. RK, who's your winner for Booker of the Year?
As a whole, AEW, if they continued the run they had started up until April, it would have been Tony Khan, because honestly, the first 4 months he was booking like a fucking champion, and then something just went sideways with that whole company. It was actually really weird. Somebody's got to study that. But in the end, it's Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels books better than anybody, and he knows what gets the crowd going. He knows what it is. He knows what the crowd wants.
Yeah, I'll give you Shawn. I was gonna pick Shawn, and I've been debating it. And I'm gonna go with Shawn because Triple H, is the booker, but I think Triple H has a lot more people, if that makes sense, in his ear. It's not just solely him. And I know it's not solely Shawn. And Triple H is doing 2 shows, so he's got to have a little help. Shawn is just, NXT, and NXT was so enjoyable to watch from all the weekly shows to the pay-per-views. So yeah, I'm gonna go Shawn Michaels. Triple H can't win it every year.
I honestly don't think that Triple H is that great of a booker. He knows wrestling. He's been in the industry his whole career. That's fair. But as far as booking goes, AEW was killing it.
Yeah.
Tony Khan was booking like a champion for the first 4 months, and then something went sideways. And but I mean, in NXT, I mean, it is not just Shawn. It's Shawn. It's Matt Bloom.
Right.
It's who else is down? Sean Spears has a lot of input now.
Yeah. But it's good shit.
Yeah.
It's good shit. All right. We got 3 categories left to knock out here. Your tag team of the year, your female wrestler of the year, and your male wrestler of the year. We'll start things off with tag team of the year.
And the nominees are DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Judgment Day, Fraxium, The Street Profits.
There's your nominee.
Unbelievable.
Tag team of the year. What's unbelievable?
Unbelievable, Kurt. Unbelievable.
What'd I do?
I get it. I understand it. But the Young Bucks deserve to be on that list.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
They did.
They didn't do shit in 2024, really.
Fuck that. They didn't do shit in 2024. Stain's retirement match.
Keep going.
New Japan Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, that was 2025.
And also 2024. They were there.
Keep going.
Fuck it. The Young Bucks, man. Anyways, they deserve to be on that list just because of their history, and they are one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And we've said this, you can't deny this, but when they wrestle in New Japan, they are the best fucking tag team in the world.
They are completely a different tag team than they are in AEW television. Agreed. But if that's your winner, then there you go.
No, it's not. It's Fraxium.
It's Fraxium. It's Fraxium.
It was everybody's choice this year. Everybody's choice.
They put on banger match after banger match. Legitimately deserve the title of best tag team in the world. They're fantastic.
Nathan Fraser just might be one of the best wrestlers in the world right now.
I can agree with that. All right, both of us going for Axiom. I think that was pretty easy when I put the list together. Final 2
I still can't believe we put the Young Bucks on there. That's wild. That is some major AEW hate.
They took a lot of time off.
It doesn't matter. Whenever they they're legends in the business.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Hopefully they have a good 2025. They're doing New Japan shows, so there's something to look forward to.
Well, they said they might. He's like, we might never come back again. We got the titles. We might never come back again.
They are. The Osaka Joy Hall match weekend. They
lied then. That's shocking. I love the Young Bucks, man. They are fantastic. When they're on top of their game, they are absolutely fantastic.
Female wrestler of the year. This will raise controversy if I left some people off. Sorry if I did. Don't really care. You can add your honorable mentions afterwards. But here we go.
The nominees are Liv Morgan, Mercedes Monet, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace.
I know I left off a couple. Please let me know what I left off, Arcade. Go ahead.
Rhea Ripley.
Maybe.
Tony Storm.
Yep. Totally.
Holy fuck.
Totally.
I don't know how Mercedes made that list.
She didn't lose a match all of 2024.
Yeah, when you book yourself, that's going to happen.
I left off Nia Jax.
She did good, but she was nowhere near the level of any.
The biggest omission to me is the Tony Storm one, and I feel I regret that. I almost re-recorded that one. I thought I put her on there, but clearly
Tony Storm you left off. That's wild.
Yeah. Who's your winner? Wild. Is it Tony? It may be, and I wouldn't blame you.
I have to go Tony, man. I do. I Liv is a close second, just because she was absolutely fantastic this year. But Tony was just something out of this world this year.
I agree. I'm going Liv, and that's not me being a Liv fanboy. I just think she did a lot this year. She came back at the Royal Rumble, and since that, from her return, she was involved in a lot of main stories. The story with Rhea, winning the title, being the first ever Crown Jewel Women's Champion. How much that holds value to you, doesn't really matter. It's a big accolade, and she's the first, so that's something to hold on to. Leaving Rhea off was weird. I don't know why I left Rhea off, if I'm being completely honest with you. So a couple of omissions. I'm going Liv Morgan, and a Tony Storm close second. I didn't even have her on the list. There you go.
Tony Storm was just on another level this year.
Yeah, don't know what I did there, why I messed that up, and what I did wrong, or what I was on. I was drunk. I was drunk that night. I made that video.
Apparently. All you've been doing is talk about Tony Storm all year, and then you leave her off.
Then I leave her off the list. I'm an idiot, man. And by the way, Tony
Liv Morgan's a definite second. Very close. It's tough between the two, but Tony was just something else this year.
And what she's doing,
and then she came back, and what she's doing now is fantastic.
It's incredible. All right, this one is always going to be up for controversy. It is male wrestler of the year. Let's meet the nominees and have a discussion.
The nominees are Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Will Ospreay, Kevin Owens.
All right, well, there we go. Nominees, probably some left off. Arcade disappeared for a quick second. But those were
dogs.
So those are some nominees. Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Will Ospreay, Kevin Owens, and Drew McIntyre. Probably left off a couple that could have been there. But I took some time off for like Seth Rollins was on other people's lists, and I was like, well, Seth didn't really have a full year. Neither did Drew, I guess, but Drew was incredible. Punk could have made that list.
Omega didn't even wrestle this year, and he could have made that list.
It's fair. That's fair. Who's your male wrestler of the year?
Holy fuck, that's a tough one.
It is. It is.
No love for John Moxley. Eh?
I hate everything about the Death Riders.
Fair. Fuck, you gotta go Cody Rhodes. Finish the story. He's been winning all year. Fuck, you gotta go Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
You gotta.
You almost do. I agree. Cody Rhodes is wrestler of the year, male wrestler of the year. If I was going second place, Gunther had a hell of a year, as well. But like I said, Drew cooked all year. But yeah, Cody, company's on his back. He's the guy, and all year we saw it from Cody Rhodes. That's the awards segment. If you tune in, watch those, let us know who you would have picked, and also in the comments, let me know how stupid I am for leaving off certain people, aka
Tony Storm.
Tony Storm, female wrestler of the year. That was just shambolic by me.
And the Young Bucks. I don't even know what you were thinking about that one.
I feel like the Young Bucks is a better argument to make than is not Tony's easy argument. The Bucks, man, yes, AEW Revolution, Sting's final match, totally get it. But they didn't do much after that.
Yeah, but it's what they didn't do that was so good.
That doesn't even make any sense. How many matches did the Young Bucks have in 2024?
More than you would think.
Maybe.
Guaranteed more than you would think.
I can easily look this up real quick.
Just look at Cage Match. They'll have all their matches from the year. Across all promotions.
All right, 2024. Okay, they had a lot more than I thought.
Exactly.
They had 28 matches in 2024. I don't really see any that stand out. A lot of singles matches, short matches for that matter.
It's just wild that you would leave the Young Bucks off. They are.
I love the Young Bucks, but I just feel like they were kind of in a different role through 2024.
Yeah, they were. Also, they also suffered from Tony Khan's booking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing that. But yeah, if they continue on the roll they just started 2025, and they are, let me pull it back up. It is, yeah, New Japan's the New Beginning and Osaka Joy Hall. They're defending their newly won IWGP Tag Team Championships against Tetsuya Naito and Hiromu Takahashi. So they're sticking and doing some New Japan stuff. I haven't watched Dynamite this year to know if they've showed up on Dynamite this year. I'm not sure. I don't think they have.
I would imagine now that Kenny's back, they're going to have something happening soon.
Yeah. And so, yeah, they could be in for a good year. Maybe they kind of were chilling in 2024. They didn't want to go crazy. But maybe they go back to doing crazy stuff. They're a different tag team. You said it. They're a different tag team in New Japan. It's weird. They're so fun in New Japan.
I've not watched the Young Bucks match in Japan that wasn't good.
Yeah, that's fair. And they have great matches in AEW too, but there were some matches that we tuned into when we were watching AEW in 2024. They had a match and we were kind of just turned off by it. Like, wasn't the same.
It's the booking in AEW. The booking in AEW is horrible. None of it makes any sense of what the fuck they're doing.
Fair enough.
How is your TBS Women's Championship more important than your Women's World Championship?
That's true. All right, well, that's a wrap on the award show. That's really a wrap here on episode.
How is Ospreay a mid-card fucking title guy? How is Okada a mid-card title guy?
Throw back over to here. This is episode 36. A wrap. I got to add a video clip, so we got to fill a little time, RK. Got to add the outro to this. But anyway, I guess we can do it. We only had two shows to be watched, but what was your show of the weekend per se? Smackdown or Battle of the Valley?
Smackdown needs to go back to 2 hours.
Agreed.
Agreed. Just because of the retirement, I gotta go Battle of the Valley, honestly.
I actually agree with you. And that El Phantasmo and Jeff Cobb match.
Yeah.
Leads me to ask wrestler of the weekend.
Sumi Sakai.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking to say that. Sumi Sakai. Sumi Sakai. Happy retirement, Sumi Sakai, from here at the Top Rope Renegades. All right, man. With that being said, that's a wrap on episode number 36. We'll talk to you guys next week with episode number 37. Inching closer to the Royal Rumble. And we will have January 19th. We'll probably tune into TNA Genesis on January 19th. So we'll talk about that as well. That is a wrap here, episode 36. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know your award winners and all that good stuff. I am Kurt. That is RK, and we are the Top Rope Renegades.